A tea party in an airplane in a tree, once upon a time, on a day when hands were clapping and children were laughing, when grown-ups were smiling and magpies were chattering in the trees. On a sunny, golden autumn afternoon, our hero, Mina, took a look around after her latest adventure. She was very, very curious about what would happen next. The same time, she was taking quick steps towards the giant red oak tree to get to the tea party at her best friend, Mincap the squirrel's house. As Mina walked down along the riverbank below her cottage, she began to count the Japanese apple trees. The branches of the first tree were full of round, red apples. She picked a few. From the second tree, she took a few more tiny apples and placed them in her basket. When she reached the third tree, however, as she stretched out her hand to pick the apples, what should she see? Tied to a branch with a thin blue ribbon was an old notebook with a thick brown leather cover. I wonder whose this is, Mina thought, placing the notebook in her picnic basket. Just as she was about to pick a few more apples and continue on her way, she was startled by a sudden sound. Caw! She looked in the direction of the sound. On the highest branch of the tree, she met the gaze of a crow with black, beady eyes. Caw! Who are you? Why are you picking the apples from my tree? It asked. I'm Mina, and I'm taking these apples to my friend's tea party, so that she, being a wonderful cook, can make jam from them. And who are you, Caw? Said the crow again. My name is Musjan. Can I come with you? I'm new to this forest. All right, come along then, said Mina, and so they continued on their way. As Mina walked on, turning right from the tree, the crow Musjan flew joyfully above her, doing somersaults in the air. Our two heroes followed the path until they reached the weeping willow tree. Passing under its trunk, they finally arrived at the giant red oak tree, the new home of Mincap the squirrel. But as they arrived, a huge surprise was waiting for them. Perched atop the great tree, like a bird on a branch, sat an airplane that was not small at all. Our heroes, astonished by the sight, were examining the situation when they saw Mincap the squirrel looking out of the airplane's window. Mina, you'll never guess what happened while I was waiting for you, she called out. Did a plane fall on your new house? Mina asked. Yes, how did you Kane? Mincap stopped, then burst into laughter. Oh, of course, you can see it now. Come on up, all of you. The view from the plane is wonderful. As she said this, Musjan the crow did a flip and flew right inside, leaving Mina staring in amazement. Don't worry, he's with me, Mina explained. He's our new neighbor, Musjan. Smiling, Mincap said, I'm Mincap the squirrel, and this is my guest, Antoine de Saint. Please, call me Antoine, said the guest, looking at the newcomers. You must be Mina. Mincap has told me such wonderful things about you. And this is my friend, the red fox. A small red fox with a fluffy tail that looked as soft as cotton, which it swayed from side to side in the breeze, was lying in front of a fan. It turned its head towards the sound and looked at them with bright blue eyes. Welcome, it said. Please forgive him for not getting up to greet you, said Antoine. His favorite thing to do on the plane is to stick his head out the window and smile against the wind. He misses it so much already that he has claimed Mincap's fan for himself, he added with a smile. Mina opened her picnic basket and arranged everything in the middle of the airplane. Not wanting to miss the opportunity, Mincap immediately grabbed a cinnamon cookie and called to the others. Now that everyone is here, let the tea party begin. However, since I'm out of tea, I've prepared lemonade for you, and Mina has brought milk. Let's form a circle and start chatting. Hearing the word milk, the red fox's ears perked up. He moved so quickly that he had started drinking his milk before the others could even find their spots. When he lifted his head and looked at the others, he looked very funny, with a moustache and beard made of milk. Mina asked, "Pardon me, may I ask a question, Antoine?" When Antoine nodded, she continued, "Could you tell me what you're doing here and what happened to you? I'm sure my friends are also very curious, but I'm feeling quite bewildered to be inside an airplane that is sitting on a tree." Looking thoughtful as he took a sip of his lemonade, Antoine said, "You're right, Mina. To be honest, I'm quite bewildered myself, but I'm also very happy to have met you all. I've escaped a great danger, and now I'm hopeful that I can be rescued." He continued, "I'm a pilot, a postal pilot to be more precise. Do you see the bags in the back of the plane? They are full of letters, celebration messages, and birthday gifts. I am responsible for delivering them. It makes me very happy to deliver the letters and gifts people send to their loved ones. But then I had this accident and got stuck in this tree with my plane." "So," said Muzjan the crow, "how did your plane get stuck in this tree? Weren't you flying high?" "I've never gotten stuck in a tree while flying. You have a point," said Antoine. "I had never been stuck in a tree before either, though I once had to make an emergency landing in a desert in Tunisia. This time, there was a malfunction in my plane. It's a very old plane, and I hadn't been able to take good care of the engine for a while. I will take better care of my plane from now on. I never want an accident like this to happen again." He went on, "When I landed in the desert, I was lost. I had to live alone in the desert for 4 days, but then the Bedouins found and rescued me. I'm very lucky this time, too, because I met you all as soon as I landed. And here I am at a tea party, well, a lemonade and milk party filling my stomach with delicious cookies." I was very hungry. Dipping his cinnamon cookie into his lemonade, Antoine took another bite and said with a warm, sincere smile, "My compliments to the chef. These are all delicious, Minkab." At this moment, Minkab, who was twirling an acorn in her paws, spoke up. "So, how can we help you? We don't have any repair tools, and it's not really possible for you to walk from here with those huge bags. We don't want those children to be without their gifts." Antoine pointed to a rolled-up carpet next to the bags in the back. "The Bedouins gave me a flying carpet as a gift. It's so big and magical," they said. "It can even carry your plane if you want." But I couldn't remember the magic rhymes to make it fly. I had written them down in my notebook so I wouldn't forget, but now I can't find my notebook," he said sadly. Hearing this, Mina immediately took the notebook she had found in the tree out of her basket. "Could this be your notebook?" she asked with excitement. Reunited with his notebook, Antoine exclaimed, "You are amazing, Mina. Thank you so much for finding my notebook and bringing it to me." Then he turned to the small group that had rescued him, fed him, and shared a wonderful time with him, and said, "Thank you all so much. Thanks to you, I've had the most enjoyable time I've had in a long while. I'm so happy to have met you, but now, with your permission, I must be on my way. I want to deliver the letters and gifts to their owners as soon as possible. But, I promise, I will come to visit you at the first opportunity." After Antoine and the red fox waved their hand and tail to say goodbye, Antoine opened his notebook and began to read the magic rhymes aloud. A moment later, the airplane, rising as if it were as light as a feather, quickly circled the tree once, and then flew off into the distance until it disappeared from sight.